have such little faith. Such little faith in me. I am disappointed. A lot of people were saying during the week, they were saying, Mr. Duncan, because you are going to a party on Saturday night, you will not be on during Sunday with your normal live stream. Well, can I just say, I am here now just to prove all of you wrong, even though I am 54 minutes late. But at least I'm here. Here we go. Yes, it is English Addict coming to you live from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, better late than never. It's coming to you live from England. Do-do-do. It's a bit different.
Hello, Mr. Duncan. Hello, lovely viewers from across the globe.
Hello, Mr. Steve, and hello. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I really hope you are feeling happy today. Something a little bit different. First of all, we are a little bit late. I have a very good excuse, which we will explain all about during today's live stream. So first of all, yes, we are late. Just a little bit. I don't think 54 minutes is too bad. I mean, it could have been 2 hours late, you see. So at least we were only 54 minutes late.
Well, they do say that 10 minutes is fashionably late, is the expression they use. So if you're going to an appointment somewhere to meet friends, maybe, not a dental appointment or maybe the doctor's, but if you were to arrive at a meeting, maybe with family or friends, and you were 5 or 10 minutes late, that they call that fashionably late.
Yes.
Not essential that you're there on time.
Okay, Steve.
That's 54 minutes. What would you call that? Rude?
Well, it is a little bit rude, but first of all, I suppose, for those who are sitting there waiting for us, can I say sorry for being late? We do have a very good excuse. We went to a party yesterday. In fact, we got up yesterday morning at around about 6:45. We went to pick Steve's mum up from her house. Then we had to drive a very long way from there to the place where there was a wedding. We went to a wedding yesterday and also a wedding party that was held afterwards. Do I have to tell you what happened? Well, we did eat a lot of food. There was some alcohol consumed. And before I go any further, we are talking about parties and things connected to parties. So can I just say that we do not condone or promote drinking until you fall on your arse. Please, I can't even speak today. We do not condone or promote drinking until you fall on your arse.
Or your face.
Or anywhere.
You can say if you're so drunk you fall on your face.
So please, that's it. That is our disclaimer, you see.
But we didn't do that yesterday.
And I'm not sure. Well, this is it. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, Steve. First of all, we had a party last night as well. It was Steve's nephew getting married to a lovely girl, a Canadian girl. Some of her relatives flew all the way here from Canada, and that's a long way, by the way. That is a very long way. And I suppose everyone wanted to have a good time. And let's just say a lot of people did have a good time. There was dancing, there was some singing, there was a lot of eating, and maybe a little bit of drinking of alcohol. And can I just say again, we have to make sure of this, you see, Steve. We do not condone or promote drinking until you fall on your arse or face.
But if you wanted to do it, it's up to you.
It's up to you. It's your risk, okay? So we don't want to be accused of promoting anything like that, so we're not going to.
Of course, I couldn't drink, Mr. Duncan.
No.
Because I was driving.
Mr. Steve had to drive.
250 miles.
Yes.
I drove in total yesterday.
Yes.
Picking my mother up, going to the wedding venue, taking her back, and then driving back home.
Yes, again, we're jumping ahead of the story. I haven't started the story yet.
I'm bored already.
This is not even the beginning of the story. Okay.
You're joking,
That's okay.
Mr. Duncan.
Probably,
I'm joking.
probably best not to do that today. I have gone to a lot of trouble to get this live stream on air because my head is aching. And it's partly because of the alcohol. I did have a few drinks yesterday to celebrate the wedding. But also, we got back very late. In fact, we arrived back here at 10 to 2 this morning. And we woke up and my head was really hurting. So I think it was a combination of having some alcohol, Steve.
You did. You drank 2 double Baileys.
I had 2 double Baileys.
At some point, I don't know what else you consumed.
No,
There was a little bit of sort of champagne, wasn't there?
That's champagne. We had some champagne.
It was very strong champagne. I did have one because they had like a reception to start off with, and then afterwards some sort of, you always have a bit of sort of bubbly fizzy. I don't know whether it was champagne.
It was champagne,
black
definitely.
champagne.
That was champagne, Steve.
It was very strong.
Yes.
And I thought, well, I'm not driving for at least 6 hours at that point.
Okay.
So I knew it was safe to have one drink of alcohol because the alcohol would have been out of my system well before we drove back.
Okay.
I'm always thinking of being a safe driver.
Yes.
You can't drink and drive in this country. I think you can in some countries,
Okay,
but
Steve,
not in this country.
Let's just keep to the points of yesterday before we
It's getting
go on.
tetchy.
I'm
Got
not
to be
getting-
careful what I say because Mr. Duncan might get a bit.
Well, a lot of people have been waiting, Steve, for 54 minutes for us to come on.
Driving under the influence of alcohol, Satarina. That is the correct way of expressing that.
But Steve was
But
not.
I did not.
Steve was not doing that. Okay, so before anyone says anything, Steve was sober when he drove back. I had some alcohol, but Steve was very good, in fact. But there was a lot of alcohol, and we got back late last night, and I hardly slept because I kept waking up. And then this morning when I got up, I just felt awful. And I thought, there is no way that I can do a live stream today.
But here you are.
Here-
What a trooper.
Here I am. What I feel at the moment, Steve, my head is doing this. And I think it's not the alcohol, it's actually lack of sleep.
If you say you're a trooper, it means that you, despite feeling ill or hungover, in Mr. Duncan's case, you
Okay.
still do the task that you said you were going to do.
Yes.
You
Well,
go to work
you
even if you're feeling ill.
Yeah. In fact, it means you persevere.
Persevere. You're a trooper.
To persevere is to be a trooper. It means you are pushing forward no matter what is happening. You keep pushing forward. Would you like to see some video from yesterday? Yes. Oh, now you're interested because now you get to pry into our private life. And we know you like that out there in YouTube land. Yeah, you see. So first of all, here is Mr. Steve and his mum yesterday. And also you might notice me as well somewhere. So here we go. So there is Mr. Steve yesterday. Of course, he is a celebrity being recognised by everyone. And the lovely lady next to Steve is Steve's mum. And she was having a great time as well. I think your mum actually got a bit drunk yesterday.
There's the evidence of the alcoholic beverage.
There is the champagne.
Yes.
And in a moment, Steve is getting very excited by the menu. And then, there's me as well. Of course, I was recognised by a lot of people. They knew who I was. They said, "Are you Mr. Duncan?" Yes, I am. I'm Mr. Duncan.
In
yes.
fact, in a way, you upstaged the bride.
Yes. Well, everyone was talking about me.
Exactly. People were flocking in from the street asking for autographs.
I was the centre of attention.
The bride, forget her. All they wanted to see was Mr. Duncan. He was mobbed. All these students from around the world that recognised Mr. Duncan all literally leapt over the fence as soon as they knew you were there.
We-
You had a crowd around you,
We-
and you were signing autographs for at least an hour.
The whole of Cheltenham came to a standstill. That's
Yes.
where we were yesterday, Cheltenham, the same place that has the race horsing, or the horse racing. You see? The race horsing. This is going to be a very interesting live stream because I'm only half awake, to be honest. I wish I could go back to bed right now. Today we are looking at words, phrases connected to party, having a party. Talking of which, would you like to see Mr. Steve's mum and Steve getting heavy at the disco? Would you?
You're going to.
Right now, look at this. So here is Mr. Steve and Mr. Steve's mother enjoying the disco last night. Oh, wait there. It isn't that one. You see? I knew that was going to happen.
He's not on the ball.
I'm not with it. I told you I wasn't with it. I told you. Here we go. Let's try again, shall we? Well, that was good. Steve's mum and Mr. Steve freaking out and having a dance at the party last night. It's what? What is going on? Something very weird is happening here. Let me try again.
I think Mr. Duncan needs to lie down in
This
a
is all-
quiet room.
You know, this is very embarrassing. I am putting myself through so much embarrassment.
Are you ready now, Mr. Duncan? Have you got the correct clip?
Okay, here we go then. Eat your heart out, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, because we have two new party animals in town.
Well,
Yeah, what do you think about
Mother
that?
looked more into it than I did.
I think your mother was having more fun than we were.
She looked really excited there.
Wasn't that great?
She loved every minute of it yesterday. Well, apart from the minute when she nearly felt sick and vomited. But
Okay,
apart
Steve.
from that,
You don't have a filter, do you?
no. But no, she had a wonderful time, and she's been looking forward to this for 2 years.
Yes.
For 2 years. And as you regular viewers will know, my mother's had a few health issues recently.
Okay.
And yet she was still able to go to the wedding. She was very, very happy, and a good time was had by all.
It was quick. I've got to play that again.
In fact, if anything, my mother was more the centre of attention than the bride.
Yes, I've got to.
Even more than you were the centre of attention.
Yes.
So the bride was third down the list.
Shall I just go? Here it is again.
Just talking.
Here it is again, Steve. That is absolutely brilliant.
Like mother, like son.
You know what I loved about yesterday? Lots of people were so excited to see Steve's mum there. And by the end of the evening, she had an entourage, a group of people who were just coming over and they wanted to speak to your mum, didn't they?
They did.
It was like she was holding court. It was like she was there on her throne and everyone was coming to greet her. So Steve's mum had the most amazing time. And I think most people were talking about your mum more than the bride and groom, or even me. That was pretty good, though. I did enjoy that.
Yes. I mean, it was almost like it wasn't the bride and bridegroom's day at all. It was more like it was my mum's day, some celebration of my mother.
It was incredible.
Although, yes, and also, of course, you with all the fans
Yes.
pouring in from off the street once they found out you were here.
Yes, that's it. So you know what it's like when you're in show business. Everyone wants to follow you around. And when we left, it was like leaving a party. You know when you see those supermodels leaving parties very late at night. Your mother was leaving the party last night, and she had a whole group of people around her helping her and making sure that she was safe as she walked through the streets to the car. And it was so funny. It was just an amazing time. So we all enjoyed it. Some of us enjoyed it a little bit too much.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do at a wedding celebration. You have all the formal proceedings, don't you, to start off with. You have the wedding vows,
Okay.
and all that, and then you have a little bit of a drink afterwards, and then you go and have a sit-down meal, and then afterwards you have the disco in the evening.
Yes. So it was
And
full
plenty
on.
of food.
It was full on. Loads of food. I've never seen so much food served during a meal. There was meat of all sorts, chicken, huge pieces of steak. I've never seen such big pieces of steak. Vegetables, salads. We even had 2 desserts. I've never ever been to a party, ever, where there were 2 desserts.
We ate everything we could.
Yes, it was amazing. So I am feeling the after effect now of partying a little bit too hard. Do you know what we haven't done, Steve?
What's that? Said who was first on the live stream?
We haven't said hello to anyone
We haven't.
on the live chat.
There are lots of very excited people on there today, Mr. Duncan.
I would imagine so, because already we've done a lot of things.
Who was first on the live stream, Mr. Duncan?
Who was first on the live? I don't know. I actually don't know, because a lot
Wasn't
of
it Palmyra?
Oh, it's Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Congratulations, Beatrice. Guess what? You were first on today's live chat. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this or make it through today's live stream. I can't tell you how much I want to go to bed and sleep for about 3 days to get rid of my tiredness. I feel fatigued today. So it was the wedding of your nephew, and the strange thing is, yesterday's wedding ceremony, the actual wedding moment, was not actually a real one, was it?
No, it was a reenactment.
Because it's already happened in Canada. But the strange thing is, on their official document, because you have to have some sort of proof or document to show who was getting married, on their document they had a photograph or photographs of their dogs. So instead of their photograph, they had pictures of their dogs instead.
Is that legal?
Well, it's not a legal document.
Right.
Because they're already married, you see. So because they're married in Canada, everything yesterday was almost like a reenactment. Yes, good word, Steve.
So people might be wondering, why have 2 wedding ceremonies, 2 marriages? Well, it's because there are relatives in Canada and there are relatives here. So they had one wedding in Canada, which was the official wedding.
That's it, the real one.
The real one, so to speak. But not everybody could fly to Canada, including my mother.
And us.
And us, because we had to look after my mother while my sister was away. Yes. So they decided to have a second wedding just for the people in the UK, which was very nice of them. So they had 2 wedding ceremonies, which is rather indulgent, but just as well, because otherwise we wouldn't have had such a lovely evening.
Yes. But it was amazing. I think it's one of the best parties I've been to for a long time, and that is true. So if Steve's relatives are watching, you arranged a brilliant party. We all had fun, but I think, you know who had the most fun yesterday, Steve? I think it must have been.
Was it that young man that kept coming out trying to drag everybody onto the dance floor?
No, it was actually your mum. I think your mum is a better mover than you are.
In fact, we had to say to Mum, "I'm sorry, we've got to go." My mother's normally in bed for 10 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. at the latest.
Yes.
But we didn't even leave there last night until
Well,
10:30. 20 to 11.
even better than that, we actually said to your mum, didn't we, earlier? We said in the evening, it wasn't very late. We said, okay, we better go soon. And your mum said, no, I want to stay. And that was amazing.
I know. I mean, we were tired. We were yawning.
We
Mother
wanted-
wanted to stay up.
We wanted to go. We wanted to leave at about 10 o'clock, and your mother did not want to leave. It was just, I'm never going to forget it. It was the most amazing night. Fantastic.
George is saying, George Angrus says this is the first time here for him.
Oh, I see. Hello, George.
With all these dear friends. Oh, is that true? OMG. So if that is true, a special welcome to you, George.
Yes. Hello,
if you
George.
haven't been on the live streams before, perhaps you've watched Mr. Duncan's pre-recorded lessons but not been on the live stream. Is that what you mean? In which case, a very sincere welcome to you.
I have a feeling it might mean that. Definitely. What a day. What a day this is turning out to be, but also what a night we had last night. We are looking at party words in a few moments. We're going to get through them very quickly. But as you may know, if you are regular here, you will know that my birthday is coming up very soon as we enter August tomorrow. 31 days in July. And then we have August tomorrow, so today is the last day of July. And I was thinking of something unusual for my birthday, maybe something that might help me around the house. And here's something that I saw, Steve. And this is the most amazing thing. Take a look at this, because we talk about robots nowadays, don't we? Doing things.
Yes.
Well, this is a little robot that might be very useful in the kitchen. I think this is a really cool thing. Look at that. So watch what the robot does. It will actually take the top off that jam jar. And there's nothing worse than trying to do that. So now there is even a robot that will do that. Watch it. Look, there it goes. And there it is.
Blimey. Well, actually, that might be quite useful for my mother.
Yes.
Although, there is a very good hint or tip that I can give our viewers if they are struggling to take the lids off their jars. All you've got to do is wear some rubber gloves. Some kitchen gloves that you might use for washing up, and that will give you loads of grip around the lid of your difficult to remove jam jar lids.
Yes. Or
and that's all you need to do.
Or get one of these robots. I just think this is amazing.
Why spend all your... I bet that's not cheap.
It isn't.
And I would venture to suggest
Would you?
that is a fairly pointless device. Unless you are really elderly
Yes. Well,
and can't...
No, but that's what it's for.
Yeah, but if you are so weak
Yes.
that you cannot remove the lids from your jars, then maybe you shouldn't be living at home on your own. Maybe you should be in a home.
You are so full of compassion.
I know. Yeah, but seriously, the other way, of course, is if you tap the lid of the jar on a hard surface, that releases the pressure inside the jar, and then you can remove the lid quite easily. But rubber gloves, hint and tip. You see, we're here to give all sorts of advice to our viewers.
Or you can use one of these crazy robots. I just think that's amazing, because a lot of people are worried about robots taking over the world. But look, there it is. There is a robot that is actually useful. That's doing something useful. It is helping humanity.
Or just ask somebody who's living in your household that can undo the lids. I mean, what market has that got? I mean, you literally have to be living on your own, so weak that you can't unscrew a lid off a jar.
Once again, compassion.
And in which case, if you can't do that, well, ask somebody when they come round to visit, ask a neighbour, or use some rubber gloves, or tap it on some hard concrete,
What?
and then undo it.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to do.
does work.
Yeah, yes, please bash your glass jar on concrete.
Or you can use a wooden spoon, give it a hard bash.
And then you will have to pick the broken glass out of your food afterwards.
Which is another good reason for having the rubber gloves on in the first place, because you won't cut yourself with all the glass.
I can think of
comes
many
out.
reasons why you would want rubber gloves.
So we're not just teaching English, we're teaching life skills
Yes.
on this channel, Mr. Duncan.
I'm not sure what we're teaching today.
Well, strange enough, there's a very popular video talking about removing lids.
oh,
There's a popular video on YouTube at the moment telling you how to remove the lid of a can. So canned food, you use a can opener, don't you?
a can opener.
If you haven't got a can opener, how do you remove the lid? Say you were out in the wild or your can
that's a
opener's
small
broken.
that's a small 1920s cinema camera, isn't it?
Well, there's a couple of gentlemen on YouTube who are very entertaining, showing you exactly how to remove the lid on your jar of tuna, on your tin of tuna, for example, if you haven't got a tin opener.
Okay.
You scrape it on some concrete, you scrape it like that, and eventually it wears the edges down, then you can take the lid off.
How many days does it take?
It only takes a few seconds.
I don't believe.
It only takes a few seconds.
I think you are watching rubbish again on
No,
YouTube.
this is true. I've seen it happen. In fact, I'm going to try it myself.
This is what Steve does. What Steve does is he watches any rubbish on YouTube. A bit like yourself, really, because you're watching us.
Petra, I think I've pronounced your name correctly. Petra, from, I think you said Czech Republic earlier, so welcome. Says the word robot was first used in the novel R.U.R. written by Catel Capek.
I believe it was used in literature first
Yes.
of all, and then it remained in use as something that is a man-made machine that imitates a man
I know somebody called
or person.
I know somebody from Czech Republic who is also called Petra. This is true.
Oh, okay.
Who is a concert pianist. So are you the same person? I think
I don't think so.
yes, because she's blonde, and I think I'm looking at brown hair here. So yes, are you a pianist? In which case, I know you, and I know who you dated. But I'm only joking because you won't be the same person.
Sorry, I'm just starting to wonder whether Steve is the one with the alcohol poisoning and not me. What are you talking
I'm
about?
gradually livening up, Mr. Duncan. My brain is starting to, because I have been out of the garden this morning.
Out of the garden.
In the garden, doing some physical hard labour work
Okay, Steve.
to try and liven myself up.
Is anyone watching this still?
Yes, we've got quite a few people watching.
Not many. Not many.
Well, that's because you were nearly an hour late.
Yes.
So they got peed off and decided to go off and do something else instead.
I was suffering. I am suffering today, quite a lot, in fact.
Well, thank you, Petra.
Apparently, wait there, Steve. Wait there. Hold the fort. Hold your horses, because we have a birthday today.
Do we?
Omar. Hello, Omar.
Al.
Can I speak without you speaking over me? Hello, Omar. Is it Omar Al Haboob? Happy birthday to you, celebrating your birthday today. Well done, congratulations, you've made it through another year.
Birthdays, weddings. What's next, Mr. Duncan?
Well, hopefully no funerals.
Hopefully.
We don't want any of those. Lots of birthdays and nice things, please. Oh, dear. What a day we had yesterday. It was a very long day, wasn't it?
It was a long day, and yes, 250 miles, probably, what's that in kilometres? 300 kilometres,
we don't
something
care.
like that.
No one cares.
Well, I do. I was the one doing all the heavy work, Mr. Duncan. You were just sitting there, falling asleep
I didn't have much
in the
choice.
passenger seat. I was the one who was having to concentrate, with all the lights from the other cars blinding me down these narrow country lanes.
Yes, except for the time when he let go of the steering wheel and said, "I'll just let the car take care of it for a while."
Well, it has got like an autopilot function, so you can sort of press a button and just fall asleep.
Can you please never do that ever again?
You can only do it for 15 seconds and then it beeps at you.
Yes.
But a lot of cars have this on now. It is quite useful if you're feeling tired.
Are you? I'm sure Steve's been snorting something this morning. You're a little.
I'm fine,
up
Mr.
there a
Duncan.
bit. Are you sure? Okay. Anyway, Steve's car is amazing. Yesterday it slammed its brakes on.
Well,
on its own because it has this safety feature, doesn't it?
a lot of cars have this on now. I think it's standard fitment in most new cars, although my car's 4 years old.
Okay.
And for a second, we were in traffic, and I just looked down for like 5 seconds at the sat nav, and in that 5 seconds, the car in front must have braked. And the car must have known that was happening, and this warning sound came up. Looked up, put on brake.
Yeah.
Very useful.
The car actually slammed the brakes on.
No, that was me. I did that.
Oh, well, you said yesterday that well...
No, it would have done. If I hadn't have braked,
oh, okay.
it would have then taken over.
Well, that story is nowhere near as interesting as it could have been.
Well, it was still interesting, the fact that, we averted an accident with my mother in the back of the car.
Okay.
By me taking my eyes off the road for just a few seconds, which just shows you how incidents can happen very fast.
That wasn't what I said. I thought your car had done it.
All right, it did then. That's exactly what happened, Mr. Duncan.
That was a much better story than yours, I just put the brakes on myself.
That was me, because my reactions are so, beep, beep, brake, instantly.
Oh, what?
That's it. My reactions are like the same reactions. I remember when I was at school, Mr. Duncan, they used to test...
Can I just...
They tested our reaction times.
I'm going to swear.
When I was at school, there was this device in science, and they could test our reaction time. So they tested everyone in the class, and mine was the fastest.
Yeah.
I had the fastest reaction times of everybody. I can react in an instant to what's going on, Mr. Duncan. And I'm as sharp as I was when I was 16 years old.
I'm ever so sorry if you're watching us today for the first time. This is not what we're normally like.
I'm going a bit mad, Mr. Duncan. I think it's sleep deprivation.
I think it's something deprivation.
Oh, I've come over all hot.
I know. You were acting slightly worryingly crazy.
Giovanni Rivetti is growing dahlias. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful how our viewers remember what we do?
Yes.
And
because, we have our dahlias growing at the moment.
Giovanni Rivetti, if I pronounce that correctly.
Please stop doing that.
Well, I'm doing some Italian singing at the moment, so I'm trying to practice.
Yes.
It has remembered.
Keep practicing.
Has remembered that we have, or I grow dahlias. Well, one.
Well, one. It's hardly growing.
It's doing quite well.
It's one.
Year.
It's one dahlia.
It's in flower. You need to show it, Mr. Duncan. We'll get a picture for Wednesday.
Shall we bring it in from the garden?
Shall I bring it in? It's a bit heavy.
No, please don't. That was a joke.
It's got lovely red, deep red crimson, I would say would be the colour, flowers, and it is in full bloom at the moment. So thank you very much. And how are yours doing? I'm growing dahlias. How are yours? I've told you how mine is. How are yours?
Let's all show each other our dahlias.
Have you got a picture?
What?
You've probably seen the picture of the dahlia that I have. You've probably seen that in previous...
Can you please send me a picture of your dahlia?
So please show us a picture of yours. You already probably know mine has crimson flowers.
Okay.
So yes, we'd like to see that.
Is anyone actually watching today?
Are we going at 4, by the way?
No, we're not. This is the thing.
I might be.
It might be dark outside before we finish today. But yes, thanks for your lovely messages about Steve's mum as well. Steve's mother is a very good dancer. She was doing it yesterday. She was boogieing yesterday. One of the foods that we ate yesterday, we had some lovely food yesterday, and one of them was potato. Would you like to see a selection or a collection of very unusual potatoes? Look at these. Have you ever seen potatoes that look like this?
Very unusual, Mr. Duncan.
They are all from Peru, apparently. In Peru, they grow this huge selection of potatoes, and all types of potato, every shape and every size and every colour. I'm not sure which one my favourite is, but there is one at the bottom that looks like a banana. And there
Trust you to like that one, Mr. Duncan.
and there is one that is near the middle on the right, and it looks like dog poop. It does. Can you see which one I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
The one at the top right hand corner
Yeah.
is the only one that looks like a potato that I would recognise.
Oh yes. So the one at the top right, is a normal potato, but all the rest are very crazy looking potatoes. I love that. I would like to try some of those potatoes because they look really.
Maybe you should go to
Nice.
Peru, Mr. Duncan, because we know how you love potato. In fact, yesterday there was mashed potato
Ooh.
with one of the chicken dishes,
Mm.
and you discovered that underneath the chicken was all this lovely cheesy French mashed potato.
Yeah, there was no cheese.
No, it was, well, right, sure there wasn't cheese mixed in there?
No, there wasn't.
Lots of cream then.
It was like a cream, wasn't it? It was always like a hollandaise, very similar to the thing that they put with the steak. But I was going to say the style of mashed potatoes, very similar to the French style, very nice. But I found the potatoes under the chicken, and no one else did, because they were serving all of the food to us in large dishes. I suppose I should point that out. So there were large dishes, each left on the table, and then we would help ourselves. But underneath the chicken, there was a load of mashed potato, and I found it. And so I have to be honest, I did eat most of the mashed potato.
So you were in heaven, Mr. Duncan,
I was.
yesterday. And not only did you have a lovely tender chicken, but mashed potato as well. The desserts were very interesting.
Ooh.
Desserts or puddings,
Yeah.
as you can call them.
We had two.
We had two, but and your favourite creme brulee
Yes.
was there. But the biggest creme brulee I have ever seen in my life. I mean, they must have been twice the size of normal portions. Cause creme brulee, you normally get a small portion, don't you?
Yeah. These were huge.
This was like 2 or 3 times the size.
And it was one each.
I dread to think how many calories there were in that creme brulee.
And what was the other thing?
Pavlova,
Pavlova.
or pavlova.
Pavlova, which is like meringue with cream and fruit. Also very nice.
And the meringues were perfectly done, because meringues are supposed to be crispy on the outside but chewy on the inside, and these were perfectly done.
They were.
So hats off to the chef
Hats off to the chef.
and chefs, chefettes,
No,
cooks.
there is no word. There is no word.
Does
that-
chef cover male and female?
Chef. Yes, you can have a chef. A chef can be a male or female, just like cook. Someone who cooks food can be a male or female. So it is not gender specific.
But you normally, I would, in my mind, if you were to use the word cook, I would tend to think of cook as being a female and chef as being male.
Well, you know why?
Because when we were at school,
Yeah.
they were the cooks, and it was always women that would cook the food.
Yeah. Well, actually, we call them dinner ladies.
Or dinner ladies.
I never call them cooks.
Cooks.
Children never say cook. They say dinner ladies.
Yes, you see, the cook and chef, I think the difference is a chef is someone who's creating this wonderful dish, aren't they? A chef is almost like an artist. Whereas if you just say that person is a cook, then they're just doing ordinary stuff, like beans on toast or something you might shove in the saucepan. But a chef is somebody who's creating a special dish. That, in my mind, is how I see the difference. But I think it's just a perception, isn't it? So, yes, if you go to a restaurant, you can't say, oh, thank you, will you send my compliments to the cook?
Yes.
That would be an insult.
Yes.
He's not just cooking, or she's not just cooking, they're a chef.
Yes. But in stately homes, they still call the person who prepares the food the cook.
Right. Well, maybe you see I think if it's a cook, it's like a standard meal. It's almost like something anyone could do, isn't it? Whereas a chef is a meal that you would have to be trained to do. especially. You see, a cook could do roast beef,
Okay.
potatoes, and mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Anyway, anyone can do that. Whereas a chef, now if you have this fancy name to the meal
Yeah.
and created something that
Yes.
cost 3 times as much, then you are a
Well,
chef.
of course, it comes from the word chief, which means the head person. So we often think of the chef as being the one in charge of the cooks. So you can have cooks and also a chef as well. My father, for a long time, was a head chef. Oh, he got to wear the tall hat. You see, that's the other thing. If they have the very tall hat that goes up to the sky, that means they are the head chef. And the other ones just wear little tiny ones, little tiny hats. They look like they're trying to grow, but they can't.
Yes, Saturino, it happens when you drive and look in your mobile phone. I think you are referring to what I mentioned earlier
Yes.
about looking down for a few seconds and then, your car thankfully can put on the brakes for you.
It's also a good way of losing your license.
Yes, and of course there's been some very, very serious accidents, particularly with lorry drivers
Well, if the
looking
police-
at their mobile phones.
If the police see you doing it, it's bye-bye driving license now.
In this country, you can't even, now the law has changed recently, you can't even touch your mobile phone at all. You can't just move it or do anything,
Those hands
and you will get a fine.
Those hands have to be seen on the steering wheel. If they are anywhere else, if your hands are anywhere else doing something else that is not involving this, you will lose your license.
You won't
won't.
necessarily, you certainly get a fine.
Well, if you're looking at your mobile phone,
You will get
good luck with that.
Points on your licence.
Good luck with getting your license back.
But the wording is you mustn't even touch your phone, which is very odd, really. I don't see what's wrong with moving it, touching it to move it, because you've got to use other buttons to operate the radio or the
Well,
air conditioning or whatever.
that's
And
why
then
they have voice commands now. You can have
Yes.
Alexa in your car.
It doesn't work very well, though.
What, you have Alexa, do you?
Well, I've got voice control.
Yes. Oh, no, but this is different. This is something very different. Alexa is quite good. You can say, hey, Alexa.
You can get that in your car.
Yes, of course you can.
I didn't know that.
Well, it's
you
normally
just,
connected to the mobile phone.
Oh,
So
I
you
see.
connect your mobile phone to your car, and then the mobile phone can help you do your things. Which I think voice command is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work.
No.
So you ask it to do something. For example, I've tried to say, navigate to Tewkesbury, which is
Okay.
a town and it just keeps bringing up the wrong town all the time. So you then have to say cancel. So you give up in the end and don't bother. So you can use your mobile phone as a sat nav.
Yes.
Because mobile phones have sat nav built into them, don't they?
They do.
You can get apps. So you can use your mobile phone to use it as a navigation device, as long as you don't touch it, as long as it's plugged in and you use the controls on the car.
Yes.
And you can use it to make a hands-free call,
Okay.
again, using it through the car's systems.
Yeah. Oh,
But
Steve.
anyway, yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching the viewer number slowly
Go
down.
up, because they're so fascinated with what we're talking about.
It's what's the opposite to up? We're playing the sentence game today. We might have a couple of games of the sentence game because we
okay.
haven't done the sentence game for a while.
Let's do it just to annoy somebody who's not here yet.
Yes. Well, yes. It doesn't matter, Steve.
I know, I'm just joking.
There are a lot of other people on watching live
I know.
right now.
Yes, I know.
So let's not worry too much about that. Hello to the live chat, by the way. Thank you for joining me today. We have a lot of people saying things, and Steve
I've mentioned lots of things.
is neglecting. a
I've
lot.
mentioned lots of things.
You didn't see Omar's birthday. I did.
Yeah, do you know, Palmyra, you've made a very good point there. Surely tall hats are very uncomfortable in the kitchen.
Well, you don't really see them worn anymore, to
But
be
they
honest.
used to.
Yes, they used to, but it's very rare now. You might go to maybe the Savoy, and if the head chef is coming out to speak to the customers, he might have his big tall hat as a way of showing his status. But I don't think on a day-to-day basis, I don't think they often wear their big tall hats anymore.
But they certainly would have done.
Because it gets really hot.
It must do. And why have such a tall hat? It must be to show that you are the head honcho, the top person.
Yes, that you are the chief.
Yes.
Which is where the word chef comes from.
You've already said that.
Yes, well, I said it again. Just in case no one had heard.
People are talking a lot about the potatoes, and William, hello William, mentions the idiom couch potato.
Yes.
That you have used in the past to indicate somebody who is lazy and sits there all the time like a big lump of potato, sort of getting fat, sitting there watching TV all the time.
That's it. Yes, a person who is a couch potato is a person who is lazy and they have very little exercise and all they do is sit in front of the television and watch the TV.
I would imagine they also eat their meals in front of the television.
Eat junk food.
Careful, Mr. Duncan.
What? Well, that's what it's called, isn't it? Junk food.
Would you describe yourself as a couch potato?
I am not a couch potato. I am probably going in that direction. I am one of those small potatoes. So I'm a small couch potato. But yes, you never know. You never know. Mosen is here. Hello, Mosen. Nice to see you here today. I haven't done my echo today either. A lot of people missing the echo.
We haven't got time for echoes, Mr. Duncan. We were late on.
Hello, Mosen. There. Very different live stream today, I will be honest with you. We are looking at words and phrases connected to parties, because we went to a super duper party last night.
A wedding.
Yes.
That turned into a party later on.
Yeah, that's it. So we saw the wedding ceremony, which was fake. And then we had to listen to all of the speeches. I will be honest, can I just say something? Honestly, I'm not judging yesterday's event, but I'm not a big fan of weddings. If anyone invites me to a wedding, my heart will sometimes sink because I feel, oh, no. Oh, and then Steve says, oh, we're going to a wedding. We're going to someone's wedding. And I always feel a little, oh, do we have to go? Not because I don't like the people, but because I don't really like all of the things involved. Sitting for a very long time listening to the vows being given, and then there are stories that are told about the people, and you think, oh, please, can we just get to the party?
Food.
Can we have the party and the food? Yes, enough. Okay, you're now man and wife. Okay, let's do it. Let's move on. But no, it goes on for a long time, doesn't it? There's lots of speeches that are given and everyone remembers. Oh, I remember when she was a little girl or a little boy. Oh, and I think, come on, just get to the food.
It's tradition, Mr. Duncan.
Get to the food and the disco. That's all we want now.
One day it'll be your wedding, Mr. Duncan, and there'll be lots of stories about you when you were a little boy. And everyone will be, oh,
fortunately,
you will love all these stories.
Two things: I'm probably never going to get married, and the other thing is most of my family is dead. So all of the secrets.
It's a bit negative.
Well, it's not negative; it's a fact. All of the things that people could say about me have now gone to the grave. So yeah, that's it. I'm in the clear, baby.
Oh, still a few people alive, Mr. Duncan.
Well, not many in my family. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my family members. Most of them are dead. Very few of my family are still alive. You know that, don't you?
The others are, not in the best of health.
Yes. Well, that's what I mean. Yes, I'm still right.
Oh, you've still got a sister.
Yes, but I'm on about people that know the the ins and outs, like parents or grandparents.
Oh, right, yes.
They're the ones with all of the information.
By the way, I've just thought of another word. So the wedding ceremony was a repeat.
Yes.
Of the one that happened in Canada, but you can use the word reprise, can't you?
Reprise.
A reprise or a reprise.
Yes, I think it's
of something.
It's reprise.
Well, you can say reprise if you're posh like me.
No one says that.
Yes, they do.
Reprise.
Reprise or reprise. And that just means something's, being done again.
Yes.
I'm going to reprise my performance of The King and I next month, or such and such is going to reprise his performance.
Redo
it, do it again.
Yes.
Hopefully better.
Sometimes because you've made a mistake, but also sometimes because you just need to repeat it, because it maybe some people missed it the first time. You see, we're going to take a quick break, Steve. So have a look at the live chat. Try not to block anyone. And we'll have a quick break. I'm going to drink some water and then give Mr. Steve a big hug as well. And then we'll be right back. Would you like to see the cows? Would you? Okay. I really like that video. I don't know why. Mr. Steve is so silly sometimes, and that's when he's sober. That's when Mr. Steve hasn't even drunk anything. No alcohol has passed his lips, and even then he's completely crazy. Oh.
Well, Mr. Duncan, Mega Kakar asks a very pertinent question, so a relevant question to today's subject of party. What is the meaning of party till you drop?
Yes, well, that is the title of today's live stream.
Really?
Yes, that's the reason why. We're going to look at some words and phrases right now connected to party. How about that?
Is that one of the ones that will be included in your list?
It is included.
Good. So hang on.
It is. It's in there. If you party till you drop. If you party till you drop. Here we go then. Would you like some words and phrases connected to partying, or as I like to call this feature, the morning after the night before is what I'm calling this.
The morning after the night before.
Yes.
Yeah.
The feeling that you might have the next day, you see, after waking up, maybe the night before or the previous night, you were drinking and partying. So that's what it refers to. Here we go, Steve. The morning after attending a party is the morning after the night before. So the next morning, you wake up, you might be feeling a little, what?
Hungover.
Or?
Jaded.
Fragile.
Jaded, fragile.
Fragile.
Jaded, there's another phrase you can use.
I think fragile is good because it means that something has happened to your body that you can't control, and it almost feels as if at any moment you will fall to pieces, especially up here in your head.
Yes, jaded. I think that's more about if you are a bit cynical about life, isn't it?
Yes.
Jaded, yes. So forget that one. Fragile, hungover.
Something jaded.
Well, you could be if you didn't enjoy the party.
Yes,
that's jaded.
Well, that's what I'm... Is there any point me being here? Yes, to be jaded means you are looking negatively at things. Maybe you are disillusioned is the best synonym of jaded. You are.
You could be jaded after a party if you didn't enjoy it. Nobody spoke to you, for
Yes.
example.
Or maybe you don't want to go to a party ever again because you don't feel as if you want to.
Yes.
After that particular experience, then we will say that you feel jaded. You feel disillusioned by the whole thing. Some people say the same thing about marriage as well. Here we go. An event where alcohol is consumed can be described as a party. Any other words?
Any other event where alcohol is consumed? Yes, it could be a conference. You could be on a sales conference.
What?
A wedding.
You go to a sales conference
Just-
and you drink. Sorry.
Sales conferences, Mr. Duncan. If anyone watching is in sales.
So during the sales conference, everyone is getting drunk.
well, after it.
Oh, okay then. Well, that's a party.
Well, yes, you have yeah, exactly. Well, any event where, well, there could be. Well, anyway.
Okay.
You're being pedantic, Mr. Duncan.
I'm not.
Pedantic.
I meant having friends round, maybe to watch a movie or something. So there's an event where alcohol might be.
Does it just have to be a party where alcohol is consumed, or
Yes.
can it be anything that happens after an event that's happened in the evening?
Yes. Well, an event is normally a party. So anything where people get together after an event is a party. But maybe during a dinner, you see, you might have a meal and have alcohol with the meal, you see. So you can have the meal, but also quite often there will be some alcohol drunk as well. You will drink some alcohol as well. So that's what I actually meant, not a sales conference, because that appears that you go to the sales conference and the sales conference itself is about getting drunk.
So how would you use that in a sentence? That the morning after the night before.
Well, anything that makes you feel ill the next day, especially when you wake up, we think, oh, I woke up the morning after the night before. It means you woke up after the event that happened the previous day or night. And quite often there are feelings that we have. Normally negative.
Mr. Duncan, I think the live chat is frozen.
Has it?
Yes, what do I press?
Has it frozen?
I think so.
No?
Well, there haven't been any comments for several seconds.
I think maybe it's because no one is interested in what we're saying. Or maybe you're listening closely to what we're saying.
No, I think something has happened.
Okay, if you
There
say
would
so.
normally be more...
No?
No.
No, Steve, don't worry. That just means
That's
no
what
one
you
is...
do. There we go.
We're off again. We're off again with the
morning
message.
after I feel
Okay.
dizzy.
This is very disorganised today. The party
Well,
is...
it's the morning... it's the afternoon after the night before, really. But we could say that it's the morning after the night before.
Yes, well, that's
for
the
this live
phrase.
stream.
That's it, that's the phrase. Normally it's a bad thing that's happened. So the morning after the night before is often after something that has caused you a little bit of discomfort or embarrassment. maybe you got drunk.
You see? It wasn't just me that thought that, Mr. Duncan.
Oh, I see. What did you think?
Well, I thought the live stream had frozen. The
Oh, I
live
see.
chat had frozen.
Oh.
And Beatrice said the same
No,
thing.
I didn't. I have...
See, people are listening intently to hanging on our every word. They haven't got time to write comments in the
Why?
live chat.
Why are you doing that?
Yes.
So to party is to have fun. So we often use the word party as a verb. So party can be something you attend, you go to, but also you can party. You party. He's partying hard. He's in the party spirit. He's partying. He's having a great time. To party is to have fun, or maybe too much fun.
Why is ice cream always invited to a party?
It must be something to do with vanilla.
No, because it's cool. Thank you, Vitas.
Is that Vitas?
It
Hello.
is.
Oh, hello,
Yes.
Vitas. I didn't see you there. I'm sorry about that. We're not ignoring you.
That's one of your better jokes, I must say.
That's
I'm
a-
quite
that's-
in-
No, I like
quite,
that one. That's a
yes,
good one.
I must remember
That's
that
a good one. Yes, that's a good one.
I
like
can
it.
remember that one at a party,
Yes.
and you would impress people at the party.
Wow.
If only we'd done this live stream a few days ago, we could have told that joke at last night's party.
Yes. I don't think anyone would have left because they were all too drunk.
See, Parissa says, I tried to write, but the live chat was frozen for a few minutes. I am vindicated. Vindicated. There's another word for you, Mr. Duncan. I am vindicated. So in other words...
Okay, some more words connected to party.
I was right.
If you are the life and soul of the party. If you are the life and soul of the party, it means you are having a great time. Maybe you are leading other people to have fun as well because you are having such a good time. I did that last night because the disco was playing all of their lovely music, but no one was dancing. So I went into the area where the disco was and I started dancing on my own. And everyone came to watch and
laugh.
They did not laugh. I had a lot of compliments on my moving. They said I have a good sense of rhythm.
I think you'll find that a lot of people were filming that, and it's probably now on YouTube. It's attracted millions of viewers, and they're all laughing out loud.
Do you think I care about that?
Someone's put it on the YouTube channel, and they're all guffawing.
I couldn't give a flying fig.
There's always somebody. You go to a party, there's always somebody that's talking a lot, laughing a lot, getting everybody involved, dragging people on the dance floor. They're mingling with everybody. Yeah. They're getting the spirit going. They're the life and soul of the party.
Quite often it's a lady or a woman who's had too much to drink.
Well, not necessarily. But every party needs somebody. And in fact, people will invite people to the party who they know are lively and spirited and full of fun because they want the party to get going. Everyone, sometimes it needs somebody to get it going.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
You might describe that person as a party animal.
Yes, that's somebody that goes to lots of parties, but the life and soul of a party is somebody who is there being friendly and chatty with everybody, and everybody loves them to be there, and if they're not there, the party isn't quite the same.
Okay.
But you did lead the dancing last night.
I started it.
You did?
Because no one was doing it, so I went into the disco area and started dancing on my own, and a lot of people came to watch, and then they joined in, and then suddenly the night began because of me, because I am the life and soul of the party.
Well, I wanted to dance, but I was having to look after my mother, and at one point I thought, I'm going to go up and have a dance, and just as I was about to, they were playing my favourite disco track, Mr. Duncan, Billie Jean.
Yes.
By, who's that by? Michael Jackson. Billie Jean. If that plays, I cannot resist. But somebody came to speak to me.
Yes.
And I couldn't get away.
No.
I wanted to go and dance, and it went, and I never did get to dance. No. Apart from with my mother in that.
Yes, let's have a look at that again, shall we?
For those who...
I absolutely love that. I'm going to play that every week from now on. That is just so brilliant. Steve and his mother last night getting very, very into the party mood.
There we go. Nitram has said, what are your go-to songs if you're at a party?
Yes.
What do you put? You see, there are certain songs that will trigger me to get up and dance. One is, as I've just said, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. The other one is the Bee Gees.
Staying Alive?
Staying Alive. That, I cannot resist that one. And there's some ABBA songs. Of course, the DJ has to look at the audience and say, what age are they?
Yes.
And has to play songs from the era that they perceive is the sort of average age of everybody there. But he did play lots of songs from different eras. And then presumably because young people will want certain songs, most of the people were sort of our age, I would say.
Yes.
weren't
When,
we,
when
you know?
Steve went out to the dance floor, he actually got one of those old gramophones with the big horn, and he put an old 78 RPM record on, and it was. So it was one of those old records from the 1920s.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Beatrice has also concurs with me.
Mm-hmm.
If you concur with someone, it means you agree with them.
Yes.
That my choice of music to get up and dance was excellent.
Mm. Two very good songs. Disco music, of course.
Yes.
You can think of anything by the Bee Gees, Michael Jackson, lots of other great disco songs as well from the 1970s.
Victoria says, my husband loves Staying Alive. I presume you mean the song Staying Alive.
Yes.
Not just...
I was going to say something then, but I was going to make a comment earlier, but I thought I'd better not.
Yes. My husband loves the song Staying Alive.
Yes.
You probably should have put that in there. But nevertheless, it's fine.
I love Staying Alive.
And can imitate the Bee Gees so well. It's such a great song. You cannot help dance to. If you can't get up and dance to that song, Staying Alive, you're not human.
Okay, that's nice. That's a bit judgmental.
No, I'm just joking, but you've got no soul if you can't
maybe
dance
your
to
husband. Maybe your husband needs to change his underwear. Maybe it's too tight. Maybe that's the reason why he sounds like one of the Bee Gees.
That's it, yes. You've got to go very high to sound like the Bee Gees.
You have. I like to party hardy. You ever heard of that phrase?
No?
If you like to party hardy, it means you like to have a great time when you go to a party. This is often used in American English. So quite often in American English, they will say, I like to party hardy. It means I like to go to parties. I like to go to a party and have a great time.
I like to party hardy. Is that how they would say it?
Something like that. If he was a farmer in Cornwall.
I've never heard of that expression, Mr. Duncan.
Well, now you have.
Is that like party hard?
Yes.
But they're just making it party hearty.
So it rhymes.
It's sort of poorly, but it does rhyme,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Party hearty would rhyme, but
Yeah.
party hardy.
That's okay.
Party hardy.
Because with the American accent, it's okay.
Oh, yes, because the T becomes a D, doesn't it?
Yes. You see?
I like to party hardy.
Yeah, you see? Okay, good.
That's it, because in America the T becomes like a D.
It does.
That's
Yeah.
so they wouldn't say, Americans wouldn't say party.
Not all Americans.
Party.
Not all Americans, by the way. Not all American accents do that. Certain accents do it more than others.
I get it now, Mr. Duncan.
Good.
I get it now.
Yes, here's another one. So if you drink too much at the party, the next day you might have a hangover.
Oh.
Or should I say, a hangover.
Yes, that horrible feeling which most of us have experienced in our lives.
Well, unless, of course, you don't drink.
When we consume too much alcohol and then the next day your head hurts and you have to take some painkillers.
Yes. Oh, Alessandra says, what about Gloria Gaynor?
Yes.
Yes. First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking hard that I would never live beside you. And something else, I've forgotten all the words.
Disco.
I'll survive.
Disco Inferno.
I will survive.
Disco Inferno.
Yes, okay.
That was another favourite one of yours.
The Tramps.
Really?
Yes, that was by the Tramps. I know a lot about music. I used to be a DJ.
Oh, yes, go on. You were a DJ, weren't you, in a previous life?
In a previous life,
Yes.
I was talking and entertaining people with musical tracks. These are the latest hits.
Well,
baby.
We've woken up Tomek, and it wasn't anything to do with the sentence game.
No.
It was the talk of dance music,
Okay.
which we now know is another passion.
Yes.
YMCA, I think he's having a joke.
Nitram Nitram is right. Yes. Did you know that the song "Staying Alive" is also used when a person is giving CPR? Staying alive, staying alive.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true. It's true. So if you are trying to restart someone's heart using pressure, apparently the best thing to do is think of staying alive, which I think is a great coincidence when you think about it. So you go, staying alive, staying alive.
So you don't go, staying alive, staying alive.
No.
Okay.
No, because that's probably not going to help them to stay alive.
So just got to keep the same rhythm up.
Yes. That's yes. You don't pause.
But it sounds like it would be staying alive, staying alive.
No, it isn't.
No,
because that's not the beat of the song.
Staying alive.
It's the.
And then you
It's the yes.
then you hold it for ages while he's doing that high note.
That's it. Don't stop when there's an instrumental break, or else the person will die. They will not stay alive. So that's it. You see, you do CPR, compressive,
until you break people's ribs,
quite
and
often.
you know you've done it correctly.
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Apparently, yes. No, do you know that's one song I hate because obviously,
Which song?
YMCA. I hate that one.
You hate YMCA.
Yes.
You should love it.
Because I'll tell you why. Because
YMCA.
I'll tell you why I like it. And another one I hate is It's Raining Men.
It's Raining Men. You don't like that?
No, because what happens is whenever I'm at a sales conference
Okay.
and there's a disco in the evening
Okay.
and I'm sitting down, I do some dancing, but not a lot. Somebody always comes and drags me out to the dance floor when it's YMCA or It's Raining Men, because they somehow think that, because of this.
I mean, because of all this that's going on here.
He's going to love to dance to YMCA. Oh, that's your song. Come on, Steve. Oh, get off.
What happens when they play Over the Rainbow?
Just because,
It's Judy Garland. Steve, come and dance. It's Judy Garland. Okay.
Persuasion doesn't mean I want to get up and dance to YMCA every time. I should go to HR, shouldn't I? I should go straight to HR. Next time that happens, I'm going to go to HR and say, somebody dragged me up from, I was sitting down.
What, they actually make you dress in drag? They drag.
Yes.
They make you wear drag as
They
well.
dragged me from the where I was sitting.
Maybe that's the reason why.
They thought
if you're attending the party and you're in drag with makeup and lipstick and women's clothing, well, that's the reason why they want you to dance to it. Well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, isn't that's misappropriation?
Is it?
I could say, how dare somebody suggest
I don't think it is.
that I would dance to YMCA? Are they suggesting that I'm, I could complain to HR about that. But it also always annoys me. I hate the song.
What are they suggesting though? That you might be,
Yes, I might be a bit,
light on your feet.
Yes, I might, like to watch Over the Rainbow.
You might like kissing other men. That's disgusting.
But they always do it.
That's men kissing other men.
Because I'm the only one in the company.
That's disgusting.
Because I'm the only one in the sales force, who is of that persuasion. They always assume that I want to.
Why do you keep saying
I
that?
want to dance to YMCA.
As if you're embarrassed.
Get lost.
Why do you say that persuasion?
Well, I don't know what we can say because it always upsets you.
Just say gay.
Okay, then. Fine.
Gay. Gay. There we go.
It's out.
There we go. Are you happy now?
Tommy, Palmyra says Ben from the Jackson 5. You can't really dance to that one.
You can't dance to that.
That might be an end of the evening dance.
Maybe it's a funeral.
You can't dance to that one.
The two of us need look no more. We've both found what we are.
Tomic's been out. He's just got home.
Did
Where's
you
he
know?
got back from?
Okay, good. What is this obsession you have?
Just...
Ben was actually taken from a film about a young boy
Well, that's interesting.
who falls in love with a rat.
Play for the other team. Thank you.
No, wait there. I'm telling you something, Steve. You're about 20 seconds behind with the live stream. So the song Ben is actually taken from a film about a young boy who falls in love with a rat. I'm not joking. Look it up. Wikipedia will give you all the deets.
Vitas is going. Goodbye, Vitas. Lovely to see you here.
I think...
Yes. See, people have understood what I mean.
Oh, okay.
It's perceived as a gay anthem.
Have that persuasion.
It's seen as a gay anthem. That is very true. And Vittoria uses the word, it's like a platitude. Yes. Platitudes are... It's all right now and then, but when it happens at every sales conference...
Okay, Steve.
You just
My
think,
God, you're still talking about this?
Well, yeah, because other people are. You tell me to read the live chat,
on.
and I'm reading the live chat, Mr. Duncan.
So a hangover. The hangover. Oh,
typecasting.
Oh, my God. Do you want to do this on your own?
That's fine.
I'm trying to teach English here. You see these things on the screen. This is English.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't think you are, actually.
I'm using words.
That persuasion.
Well, that's if I say something, you get upset.
Are you heterosexual? Or are you?
I think play for the other team.
Or are you of that persuasion?
I didn't say it like that. I didn't get that persuasion. you misinterpreted the way I pronounced it.
You might as well have said that in that way. So anyway. A hangover is the effect, the long-term effect of drinking too much alcohol. Can I just say again, just to make sure? We do not condone or promote drinking until you fall on your face or arse. So can we just make sure of that?
I don't think you have to do that, Mr.
We
Duncan.
do. Steve, you are so naive in this world.
No, I'm not.
Do you realise YouTube can take you off whenever they feel like it?
But we're not promoting excess use of alcohol anyway.
But you've got to be careful because we're talking about a theme that might, get us into trouble. So we have to be very careful. Hangover. So a hangover, what are the effects? What does it feel like, Steve? When
you get a headache.
Yeah, well,
headache.
I think it's more than that.
Thumping headache. Yeah. You feel as though I think it's mainly due to dehydration, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to drink plenty of water.
You feel like vomiting all the time.
Yes.
Your mouth is dry. Your stomach normally hurts in some way because of all of the poisonous alcohol that you've put inside your stomach. Dizziness, an inability to concentrate. Like today, I was having a lot of difficulty concentrating.
So what's the cure? Oh, excuse me. What's the cure?
Oh, dear me. I don't know what that was.
A banana. I had a banana earlier. What's the cure for a hangover then, Mr. Duncan?
You had a banana earlier. Is that like a Prince William thing?
A euphemism? No, it was an actual banana.
Okay.
So what is the cure for a hangover, Mr. Duncan?
There are many cures. One is just go to sleep and keep sleeping until you wake up and feel okay. Another one, some people believe that eating raw eggs. Some people think that eating raw eggs will cure a hangover. All I can say is I wouldn't do that if I were you. You might end up with food poisoning.
Well, some people think cure for a hangover is to drink more alcohol. They call it hair of the dog,
yes,
don't they?
Yes.
So some people will wake up in the morning with a hangover and then they'll consume more alcohol and they believe it gets rid of the headache, which it probably does because it probably numbs, alcohol sort of numbs your senses.
All you do is end up with another hangover later.
Yes, it can't be very good for you.
You just keep getting hangovers.
Eat salty food, says Vittoria.
Ugh.
You would think that you would need to do the opposite because salt would dehydrate you.
Yes.
And what you actually need is water. But I think I know what Vittoria is suggesting because if you have like a high protein food, lots of meat, eggs, that can help to cure. Well, that's assuming you can keep it down and you don't vomit it back up.
Yes. Another one of the symptoms of a hangover is you keep vomiting.
A couple of people have mentioned root beer. Now I don't actually know what root beer is.
I'm not even sure if it's real beer or even a real drink. Apparently it's made with the roots of a certain plant, but I think nowadays, I think it's just all artificial colours and flavouring.
What is root beer? I don't know what. I think it's an American drink, isn't it? Or they do drink it in America, certainly.
I think it is something like that, yes.
I think it's non-alcoholic, because I do remember from an episode of Columbo, Ransom for a Dead Man, at the end, the scene in the airport, the lady that is the killer asks Columbo what he would like to drink. She has a sherry or something like that, alcoholic drink, and he just has a root beer. I think I'm correct. What an observation. What a sharp, keen mind for someone who's been driving 250 miles and didn't get to bed till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. And it was all Steve's mum's fault, because she did not want to leave the disco. She didn't want to leave. It was incredible.
There was a movie called The Hangover. I didn't know that.
There were 3 movies called The Hangover. The Hangover 1, The Hangover 2, and you might be surprised to hear this, Steve, The Hangover Part 3.
But is it The Hangover or is it just Hangover?
No, The Hangover.
Ah, right.
And it's a very funny movie. The first one is funny, the second one is funny, and the third one, maybe we're just doing this too often. But it is very funny.
It's funny how with film, sometimes the sequel is better than the original, and sometimes it's worse.
Yes.
So with Alien, for example, the follow-up, and with Star Wars, of course.
Star Wars. Well, that had 2 sequels.
The second one was at least as good as the first one, if not better.
Well, the second sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, is seen as the best of all of them.
Yes.
Anyway, and then
I think Aliens was better than Alien.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to get to the end of my point before Steve interrupts me. So we have a hangover. We've been on this subject for so long now. You might wake up the next morning worse for wear.
Worse for wear.
It means that you've done something that has made you feel unwell. You feel worse for wear. Something you've done that is making you feel not very good. And Steve's put that in front of the screen again so I can't see it.
Yeah, so you go to a party, you have too much to drink, you shout, you stay up late, and the next day you feel worse for wear.
You shout.
Yes, so the suggestion is that you've been wearing yourself out, not as in wearing clothes, but wear as in becoming tired and exhausted because you've been put in a lot of effort doing something.
The word wear can be used to mean use something. So if you have overused your body in some way...
Yes, you wear it out.
Yes, you are feeling up. You are feeling up. Wow, that was a Freudian slip up there. You wake up worse for wear because you've done lots of things. Here's another one, Steve. We might also describe a hangover as party flu. I like that.
Never heard that one.
What? How long have you been in this world?
Never heard the expression party flu, but if Mr. Duncan says it exists...
Party flu.
It does.
It is a code, you see. It's a slang word for hangover. So instead of saying hangover, you say you've got party flu. Or sometimes they say office flu if you've had an office party. It was actually used in Seinfeld. With your comedy programmes, you see, and things like that. Party flu. Party flu is another word for hangover. You might go to a wild party.
Oh, right, yes.
Have you ever been to a wild party where everything happens?
That's it. So there are lots of moments when you think, when everyone is... Yeah. So people do things that they don't normally do. It's wild. So people might be shouting and screaming. There might be objects broken.
Okay.
There might be people kissing in the corner.
Ooh.
Or worse.
Or more than one person.
Or better.
More than one person kissing in the corner.
Might be wild. There could be...
Wild.
It was a wild party.
You know what a lot of parties have now? They have a hot tub.
Hot tubs should be banned.
Hot tubs, besides being environmentally unfriendly, are also the most disgusting things that exist.
Ooh, when you get me in one.
When you think about it, a hot tub, you go round to someone's house and there is a party taking place, and quite often they will have a hot tub, and then people will strip down, sometimes to their underwear, sometimes to nothing, and they will all climb in together. I think that is not a very healthy thing to do. I think all of the dirt and the filth in the hairs.
Well, the thing with hot tubs is, and these are often, if you might rent a house for the weekend or something like that.
Okay.
Hot tubs are renowned for people having in them, aren't they?
Okay, then yes.
Yeah. So, are you going to go in a hot tub at somebody's house?
Yes, I would always worry.
What sort of fluids are in that water? Thank you. Disgusting.
I would always be worried that maybe a person has had a wee-wee.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Or better. But
worse?
People have, people do all sorts of things in hot tubs.
You actually think that people are taking poops in hot tubs?
No, people have relations, don't they, in hot tubs?
Oh, okay, all right, Steve.
People have relations.
I wasn't going that far.
Well, they do.
Oh, okay.
They're renowned for it.
Steve.
People buy hot tubs because they they want to have...
Okay, Steve, no, please.
Yes, exactly.
We know, we don't need to...
But they're very environmentally unfriendly, and they should be banned.
And they're a health hazard.
Ban them.
Everyone climbs out, and the next day they've all got monkeypox.
Nobody needs, nobody needs a hot tub. Go to a spa or something like that. But I mean, imagine, they're one of the most purchased pieces of equipment for gardens now.
Yes, well, that's it. Yes, if
energy.
Yes, any party. If you go to a party, there's normally a hot tub.
You won't get me in a hot tub.
No, never.
I don't want to, have to end up at the GUM clinic.
Okay, Steve, why do you keep going back to that? You're giving too much away there, more than you realise.
Saying what I've heard is what I've heard.
Okay, we might describe the opposite. The opposite of a wild party. Moson's getting upset. You've upset Moson now. Now look what you've done.
What the heck?
Yes, he's shocked by what you've been saying.
That's true.
A dull or boring party can be described as flat, lifeless. The party was so flat.
Or lifeless, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What a lifeless, flat party.
Yes.
That does not describe what we experienced last night.
No.
It was lively.
Can I just say, there was no hot tub last night.
No.
There was no hot tub. Mr. Steve's mother did not climb into a hot tub with 20 strangers. Can I just make that clear now? We have to make sure of that in case some of the newspapers get hold of it and they make this stuff up.
I don't know what happened after we left, but I wouldn't describe last night's party as wild.
No.
I would describe it as, and it certainly wasn't dull or boring or flat. I would describe it as lively.
Lively. It was definitely lively. Lively.
Yes. Here's a good one.
Yes.
Are you on to the next yet?
Socialising with food, games and entertainment, and quite often lots of booze.
What's this, the morning after the night before again?
Well, no, this is what happens at a party, a wild party.
Oh, right, okay.
So when we think of a party, the activities, socialising with food, games, sometimes, it depends what type of games they're playing, of course, entertainment, and quite often lots of booze.
But it doesn't have to be booze if it's a children's party.
Oh, for God's sake. Steve, of course we're not talking about children's parties. Sorry, they don't have hot tubs.
Well, I'm just saying.
Children's parties.
You're defining party.
Yes, well, generally, because we're talking to an adult audience. We're not talking to 5-year-olds. So just make sure that
just for
there's
completion.
Cake and jelly and ice cream and hot tubs. So socialising with food, games, entertainment, booze. The reason why I've put booze is could be where I'm trying to do something here. Oh, there it is. That's it. That's what I'm trying to do. Booze at the end.
You mean alcohol?
So yes, alcohol, beer, spirits, wine, anything really, anything that you drink that will it will cause you to become drunk booze. So in British English, we often describe alcohol, alcoholic drinks, as booze.
Yes, here's Tomic's retracted it now, and he used the phrase "walk of shame."
Okay.
Walk of shame, yes. So if you are at, for example, a works, like a conference,
Office party.
and you come in late for work the next day, for example, and everyone remembers how you were, I don't know, doing inappropriate things at the party. Maybe you were snogging somebody's wife or husband. Maybe you got so drunk and you stripped your clothes off. Maybe you vomited everywhere and everyone thought that was appalling behaviour.
Okay.
And then you have to walk into work the next day and everybody sees you walking in and everybody goes quiet and you feel ashamed. The walk of shame after you've done something that lots of people have seen you do.
So what you're saying is you did something that humiliated you and made you feel embarrassed.
Yes.
And so the next day you have to go back to work.
Yes.
And you have to face all of your work colleagues.
That's right.
But now they know what you did at the party.
Maybe you were so drunk you can't remember.
I like that.
But you know something happened that you weren't happy about. You can't remember it all, maybe. A walk of shame. And that often is the case if you are, say we have a sales conference and then the next day at 9 o'clock you have to be in the hall because there's going to be all these speeches and talks. But you're late in. You've got to be there on time for 9 o'clock.
Okay.
But because you're drunk and hungover, you walk in late and there's only one seat at the front. There isn't any. You're trying to sneak in and hopefully there's a seat at the back.
I don't know what you're telling me.
Well, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
And you have to walk right to the front and everybody sees you. It's like a walk of shame.
Oh, okay.
Because you're late for a meeting because you were drunk the night before.
So like the thing I just literally described.
Yeah, well, but similar. Slightly different.
Okay. Here's the one.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait there, Steve. Please. Please.
People are giving such wonderful suggestions on here now.
Here is the sentence that I was asked about earlier. Party till you drop. So this just means you go to a party and you just have a great time. So you don't literally drop to the floor, but what you're saying is you are going there and you are going to have a good time, or you have a good time. I am going to party till I drop. It means I'm going to have a good time until I tire myself out.
That's it.
I'm going to have a great time tonight.
You've danced so much, you've talked so much, you've socialised so much, you are literally so tired. You drop.
Yes, but you don't really. Well, sometimes you might fall on the floor and wake up the next day surrounded by strangers. Has that ever happened to you, I wonder? So, yeah, a person who does not drink alcohol. So there are a lot of people for various reasons, maybe because they've had a problem in the past with consuming too much alcohol and now they've decided not to drink anymore.
Or they're driving.
Or, okay. I mean, there's a bit more to that sentence, by the way. I've lost, I don't know where it's gone now.
Yeah,
it's gone now.
No, you were giving reasons as to why
yes.
people might not drink.
Yeah.
You were suggesting that perhaps people were alcoholics in their past life and are now trying to avoid it.
Yes. So someone who used to have a problem, they drank too much or they got drunk too often.
Yeah, or there could be other reasons.
Yes. Maybe religion.
Yes.
Your religion, your religious beliefs, it does not allow alcohol. I know in Christianity you can drink alcohol because they give it to you every Sunday. If you go to church, they will actually give you wine. And if you go up a few times, you can actually get a bit drunk. You can go round and round and round again and take the wine. And then by the time that the service is finished, you are completely drunk.
The only trouble with that is you have to drink out of the same cup as everybody else.
Ugh, I don't like that.
I know.
Yes.
I don't like the thought of
And
that.
it's as bad as the hot tub.
But yes.
It's the same problem, you see, with the hot tub. You're taking the communion wine and everyone's lips have been on there. So there you see, another way of getting monkeypox.
But Giovanni brings up a very interesting point here. If somebody is teetotal,
Yes. That was the word I was getting to.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, go on. Do you want to put that up next then?
I haven't.
Oh,
got,
right. Okay.
I haven't got the word, but I just remembered it.
If you are teetotal, it means you don't consume any alcohol at all.
That's it.
But you might go to a party and you might just not want to drink at that party. For whatever reason, you just might not want to.
Yes.
And
maybe you are driving a car.
maybe you're driving or you just don't feel like it that night.
Yes. Maybe you are driving the car and you have to be the responsible person.
But Giovanni hits on talks about a very interesting point about the pressure to drink alcohol at a party. And if people know you are somebody that, and I know that, I've had that pressure myself.
Okay.
When you are surrounded by people getting drunk and drinking a lot of alcohol, if you are not drinking, there is often a lot of pressure put on you from the people that are drinking to try and get you to drink. Oh, why aren't you drinking? Oh, have a drink. Oh, you're boring. Oh, go on, try have one. Quite often this will happen. I felt this pressure, Giovanni. And sometimes you only want one drink. You don't want lots.
No.
And they're, oh, come on, what's wrong with you? Have another drink. And you just don't want to. You know, you're throwing it into plant pots. All sorts of things to try. And
What's that?
you develop all sorts of tricks in order to... the easiest thing to do, actually, is just to... If people want to keep buying you drinks, is just let them buy them. Don't say, no, I don't want one. You just say, oh, yes, please. And then they're so drunk, they don't notice that you haven't... Or you can tip it away or something like that.
Yes. Put it into a plant pot.
They soon go on to move on to another bar and they don't even notice you haven't drunk it. I've discovered that's the easiest way to avoid drinking alcohol.
Yeah. Well, of course. Okay, Steve. Yeah, that's a great essay you just read out there.
Yes, that's it. So Giovanni is talking about this pressure that people often feel.
Well, I had the same problem when I was in China. It was terrible. I know what you're going to say. Oh, no, Mr. Duncan's talking about when he was in China again. Oh, why does he keep talking about it for? When I was in China, whenever I went to a social event or whenever the school took me somewhere to meet the principal or the headmaster or headmistress of another school, they would always go to parties, lots of food, and they would always make me, can I just say, they made me drink very strong alcohol. It's like vodka, but it's about 90% alcohol. And you get drunk, well, instantly. And
What was it called?
Baijiu. Baijiu, which I think is white. I think it means white liquid, I think so, or white spirit, something like that. So it's clear. It looks like water, but it isn't. And they would always force me to drink this stuff out of a tiny little cup. And if you don't drink it, they take it as an offence. They are offended by it. And I remember one night my school took me out and they took me to this little party. And we had lots of drink, and I was completely drunk. My head was spinning, and I didn't want to drink, but they made me do it, or else I would be a horrible person. And then they said, oh, by the way, we've got some parents waiting in one of the classrooms. We want you to go and give them a speech, a talk about learning English and how important it is. And they hadn't told me that they were expecting me to do that. So I had to stagger into this room and talk about learning English and teaching English, and I don't remember any of it. I only remember that it happened because someone else told me it happened, but I don't remember any of it, and I still don't remember what I actually said at the time. That is having a wild life, by the way. If anyone from yesterday's wedding is watching, that is a wild life. That is having a crazy life. Do you think?
Definitely, Mr. Duncan.
Definitely.
Yes. A lot of people making comments about this pressure to drink that people often feel. Sometimes you just don't want to. I mean, I don't. The reason I don't mind. I'll have one or two drinks.
Yes.
And by the way, we don't drink beer every day.
No.
Jamila.
Well, we're not drinkers.
In fact, we we'll have maybe one beer a month, and then we'll only have half a bottle each.
Yeah, and we think we've done that too much.
So we don't drink very much. I could give up alcohol altogether. Well, beer would be difficult. With a curry, I would find that difficult to give up.
Okay, but that's it, isn't it? So we are what you would call occasional social drinkers.
Yes.
Which means that if we have a party or something, or go to a party, we might have a drink. But last night, because the celebration was so big and so many people were having a good time, you kind of join in. You join in with it.
You got into the spirit of the event. Into the spirit. If you get into the spirit of the party, it means that you are joining in. That you are with everybody else. And that's the phone going. Which I'll check that afterwards because we're going in a minute anyway.
Yes, we are going soon. We are supposed to be playing the sentence game as well.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I said.
You did actually. Yes,
I did say.
Yes.
You can see how much attention Steve keeps.
And we've had a lovely comment from Petra.
Okay.
Saying that they've been looking for a channel like this, and they're finding it very interesting today. So thank you very much for that.
Yes.
We're here every week.
We are different. We are different in one or two ways from other English teachers. First of all, we talk about various subjects, but the biggest thing is we do this live, and everything you see is spontaneous. So today, everything has been just spontaneous. No rehearsals. We don't go back and edit and make it look good. What you see is what you get. Not like other English teachers. They put their videos on and they rehearse and read scripts. This is live 100%. Live.
Yes.
So there you go. So you have picked a very good place to learn English and listen to English. Also, this is the most the friendliest place with the live chat on the internet. There is nowhere more friendly than this. Trust me. That's it, I think. Actually, we've come to the end of those words. Shall we just play a couple of games of the sentence game?
Go on then.
I think we owe it to you. We should do it really because we were late. You see, we were late. We were a little bit late today because I was suffering a little bit. Maybe I had a hangover. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think you were just tired.
Tired
because you didn't drink very much.
We didn't get to sleep until after 2:00 this morning, and I was so tired.
Right, a couple of quick ones, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, we haven't done this for a long time. I don't even know where the button is. We haven't done this for a long time. Let me just try to find the button first of all. Where are we? Oh yes, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, after a long break and absence, we are now going to play a couple of rounds of the sentence game. The sentence game, everyone. It's been a long time. All you have to do is look at some sentences and spot the missing words. All you have to do is spot the missing words.
We give you a sentence, you spot the missing words. We give you a clue as to the number of letters that word might be.
Yes.
And the person that comes up with the answer first gets a kiss.
Yes. They get a kiss and maybe half an hour in the hot tub with Mr. Steve and myself. Here we go. Today's sentence game. We haven't done this for such a long time. I think this might be the first time we've done it this year. The sentence game, party words. Here we go. All you have to do, look at the sentence and work out what the missing words are. Oh, he wants to something his something.
Is this rude, Mr. Duncan?
It is not rude. That is your dirty mind. You're disgusting. If your mother knew that you were having impure thoughts now, she would come around here and she would smack your bum. She would. He wants.
There we go.
He
1,
wants
2,
to.
4 letters. We're starting off with a big one, Mr. Duncan. 4 words.
If you're going to start off, you always start off with a big one. He wants to something, his something, and something, something. We have 4 letters, 4 letters, 3 letters, and 2 letters. H, C, E, I.
Is this to do with parties, Mr. Duncan?
It is, yes. This is connected to parties. It is, honestly.
Oh, look at that.
What? I'm looking.
Maura has been hiding away
I see.
silently throughout this whole live stream, and suddenly she sprung to life.
Yes. So, congratulations, Mara.
Well, look at that. Staying silent, stealthily in the background, waiting to pounce with her answers on the live stream.
Tomek, have a look quick before he deletes it. Don't read it. Please don't read it out. Thank you, Tomek, for that. That's very.
Yeah, that you could have just put have.
You know, that tells me a lot about you. Actually, that tells me a lot about you.
Well, just you don't need the word heal in there. You could just
Okay,
you could
Steve,
still
don't-
have the word have.
Yes. Yes. Let's not. Okay. Yes. Actually, that's very funny, Steve.
Yes.
Very, very good. Don't say anything else.
I'm surprised you didn't think of that, Tomek.
I want to keep my YouTube channel
Yes.
a bit
There
longer.
we go. Already retracted it. I'm not surprised.
So well done, Miora, and also,
I think we can say we can give a special commendation to Tomek for his funny interpretation of the or suggestion for whatever that is. We do like other suggestions, by the way. You don't, even if you can think of the real one, please feel free to keep going and give us maybe some. You get special points if you come up with a humorous answer to the question.
but please not filthy, not dirty. Please don't say anything that might get us taken off. So I think we've got the answer. We've had the answer. No one else is guessing. So shall we give the answer?
Go on, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, this is something we haven't done for a long time. This is actually connected to what Tomek said as well.
Which was obviously referring to eating chicken.
That's it. Yes, the male chicken.
Yes.
You want to heal or eat your male chicken, is what Tomek said. Here we go then. Time's up.
That's what he was referring to, of course.
Okay.
That particular cock.
Okay, Steve.
The male chicken. Fine, it's all right. Don't worry. I'm not going to say anything that will get you banned, Mr. Duncan.
Okay, good.
But that was very clever and funny. So thank you for that.
Very funny. Very funny. There we go. Ooh. The answer, bing.
Yes.
He wants to have his cake and eat it. So the word cake relates to parties because we went to a wedding party and there was a wedding cake. So quite often at a party you might have cake of some sort. So yesterday we had a wedding cake at the party. So there it is. He wants to have his cake and eat it. That means you want to have more than you are entitled to, or you want to have everything your way. So you want to have that and also that. But unfortunately, you can only have one or the other thing. You can't have both. But he wants to have both of them. He wants to have everything. He wants to have his cake and eat it.
It's not referring to cake at all.
No,
that expression does not referring to
Yes,
cake
it
in
is-
any, or eating.
It is figurative.
It's figurative.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Yeah.
can we think of an example of that? So maybe
A man who is married to a lovely lady and then he starts looking for another woman to have an affair with. He wants. Well, I'm trying to give the
Go
example.
on. Yes.
He was, a man who is married to a beautiful woman, and then he starts looking for another woman to have an affair with. So he wants to have his cake and eat it.
Yes. He wants to have sexual relations with his wife.
No, you don't.
And also with his mistress.
Well, that's all you need to say, really. He wants to have his cake and he wants to eat his cake. He wants all of the good things.
Yes.
And he wants everything, not just one thing. He wants... It's figurative. It's not actually...
It's figurative.
It's not real cake.
Of course, women also have affairs, so we ought to balance that and say it could be a woman having an affair with another man.
It happens a lot. The woman might run away with her gym instructor because he's a big hunky man.
I know someone where that did happen. Yes, you might be in your job, and you might you might be given a promotion. And you're promoted to manager, and you say to your boss, "Okay, so you promoted me. Do I get a wage rise as well?"
Okay.
And they might say, "Well, you can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
So you can't have the promotion and the pay rise. Although you would expect a bit of a pay rise with a promotion, but not always.
No.
But you might ask for, you've got a promotion and I'm giving you a 1% pay rise.
That's okay.
Right? So that's not, I want 10%.
Well,
you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have both.
Okay, Steve. That's it. Good.
No, we need to explain it because that's quite interesting.
You explained it and then you explained it again.
Well, because the more different ways you can explain it, it helps to cement the meaning.
I wanted to have all the meat and all the veg and all the beer yesterday. I literally wanted my cake and I wanted to eat it. In fact, I did. Here's another one. Here's the last one. We will be going soon, Steve. Don't worry. I know you are becoming fatigued.
I'm getting faint through low sugar level.
I only had 4 hours sleep last night.
You had more than that.
Here we go. He something at the something without being something. He's something at the something without being something. We will give this a little bit longer because I realise that there is a long delay between us saying it and then the replies coming back. So I will give you a little extra time here. So don't worry, I will give you a little bit more time.
Petra's hungry now because we've been talking about cake.
Yes. Any food.
I know. My stomach's rumbling.
I can hear Mr. Steve's
My stomach's rumbling at the thought of having some cake.
Are you really hungry?
I am hungry, Mr. Duncan.
It's very strange. I don't normally hear your stomach make a noise.
I know, it doesn't normally. My stomach never makes a noise.
No.
And yet this morning when I was having my porridge, it was making that same sound.
Yeah.
It's expecting lots of food because after yesterday we were eating all day.
A lot.
At the wedding ceremony party. And so... right, okay.
Valentin?
Valentin.
Valentin.
I've got a suggestion already. Giovanni.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've certainly got some... right, okay. Vittoria.
Yes, Alessandra.
Right.
Beatrice. Valentin. Yes, interesting. The answer is coming up in a moment before Mr. Steve collapses from exhaustion.
Low blood sugar.
He needs something to eat.
They've just thought of another expression we could have used, referring to parties, burning the candle at both ends.
Oh, yes.
Do you burn the candle at both ends? That means that you party at night and then you work hard at work during the day. So the party has no effect on your performance during the day. And if you do that a lot, the suggestion is that you become exhausted. You can't keep on staying out. The suggestion is you're staying out late all night and then you're going to work the next day or whatever you're doing there. So you're doing two things which are consuming a lot of your energy And if you carry on doing it, someone will say you can't burn the candle at both ends. You will be exhausted by the end of the week.
Yes.
So you can't go out Friday night, Saturday night.
It's a very good expression.
Yes.
You can imagine a candle that is burning down at both ends, and then eventually there'll be nothing.
Yes.
No candle left.
The candle that burns twice as bright lasts half as long.
You are going to get that right one day.
It's something like that. That is a reference from one of my favourite films.
Okay, Steve. As Steve wanders off.
Energy. It's all about energy, that is.
He, something at the something without being something. A lot of answers. Hello, Azar. Hello, also Alessandra, Petra, also Alba. We have Beatrice, Bruno. We also have Alessandra. A lot of people joining here today with their answers. Okay, time's up. It almost is, by the way. It almost is time's up.
So clever what Tomek said on that last one, because he knows that male chicken's going to appear.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I see.
He's clever. He's a clever boy.
Yes,
He's a very clever boy.
You always think.
Yes,
of
he wasn't
head.
being rude at all.
Oh.
He was referring to your male chicken.
I just told the joke then. He's always thinking of head. I'm sorry, ahead. He, something at the party without being something.
And what is the answer?
The answer is coming up right now, and then we are going. I'm going back to bed. Bing.
Vittoria was correct.
Well done, Vittoria. He arrived at the party without being invited. There is a word that describes that. You gate crash. Gate crash. If you gate crash a party, it means you go there, you arrive at the party, but no one invited you. You go there uninvited. You gate crash.
A few people have put the word appeared instead of arrived.
Too many letters.
It's too many letters, but of course it does fit.
Hmm.
So you could use he appeared at the party without being invited. It would work. It doesn't fit here because you wanted a 7-letter word.
That's
but
it.
The word could be used in that same context.
Anyway, I
Or
can't.
he turned up at the party without being invited.
Okay, Steve
You
doesn't
could
want to
have
go.
used 2 words there and used the word turned up, which is probably the way you would most likely use that expression.
Yes, we're going now. I've literally used up all of my energy. I have no energy left. I don't have any energy left. I am completely pooped.
Because you are burning. You have burnt the candle at both ends, Mr. Duncan. You've been to
do.
a late night party and you've done a live stream.
I can't believe I've done this. But the reason why I was so angry at the start of today's live stream is because a lot of people said that. They said Mr. Duncan won't be here on Sunday because he's going to a party and maybe he will drink too much alcohol and maybe he will get drunk. How dare you say that? Okay, maybe I had a little bit too much to drink, but we did get home very late. It was nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, and this morning I felt so tired, but I still made it. I still got here.
He just wants lots of sympathy, doesn't he?
I don't.
He wants sympathy.
I don't want sympathy. I'm just showing how much effort I put
Well,
into this.
Mr. Duncan, we all know that.
Yeah.
Well, goodbye to all of you, and hopefully see you all again next week. I don't think I'm doing anything next Sunday that might prevent me from appearing.
Good.
Or preclude me from appearing.
We have no parties next
Nope.
week. We're attending no parties.
We could have one anyway. We could just invite all the neighbours round. That's never going to happen. Right. Have a lovely week. And look forward to seeing you all again next week.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
That was my stomach rumbling.
Was that your stomach saying goodbye?
I wonder if your sensitive microphone picked that up.
I don't know.
Are you going to fade me out professionally?
No.
I'm waiting for that.
We're going to relive a special moment from last night. I can't believe I've been doing these live streams for 6 years and Steve still has no idea where to go in the studio. Mike, I think you've got my cup, Mr. Steve, my teacup. He was looking around the studio trying to find my cup, you see, and he walked in front of the camera. But fortunately, the camera was not working at the time. Anyway, it's time to go. I am so tired. I can't begin to tell you how tired I am at the moment. I actually want to go to bed. I might not, though. I might stay up. I might wait until I feel really tired, and then I will go to bed. Thank you for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been unusual. I'm sorry once again for being late, but at least we still had a nice, long, live stream together. I'm back on Wednesday, I hope. It will, of course, be the 3rd of August on Wednesday. August is just around the corner. Oh, and I'm excited because my birthday is on its way. I am on my way over there because it's time to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. You can watch it again later with captions. And of course, you can watch all of my videos on my YouTube channel. Go on, subscribe. Click subscribe. Make sure you activate the notifications. And also, most importantly of all, please give me a lovely like as well. That would be ever so nice. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care. And I will see you on Wednesday from 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, you know what's coming next. You know what's coming next. As you do. Ta-ta for now.